so much, Heather. We begin with the increasingly urgent search for the missing sub in the North Atlantic Ocean with 5 people on board. Experts estimated the crew would run out of oxygen this morning, sometime this hour, in fact. So the time to find them is right now if there's going to be a rescue. We have team coverage. Tom Negovan is standing by on the Upper East Side with one local organization's efforts to aid in this search. But we want to begin with ABC's Gio Benitez, live in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Gio.
Charlene, the U.S. Coast Guard has always estimated that they would have as much as 96 hours of oxygen on board, of that breathable air, and we are now approaching that final hour. And the truth is that right now, at this point, the best hope and the best chance they have is if that sub has somehow floated to the surface and they're just waiting to be rescued, and that they relaxed enough to conserve all of that oxygen, because the truth is they're dealing with potential hypothermia, and they, of course, are dealing with the carbon dioxide that we naturally expel that has been trapped inside that sub. And so that is the big concern right now. No doubt about it, so many people, including the U.S. Coast Guard, Canada, and France, are heavily involved in this effort. They are still, even at this hour, desperately searching. And one of the issues here overnight was that they had treacherous weather all night long. There were waves, heavy waves, a lot of bad weather that limited their view above surface. And so really they are scouring the surface because now that is the best hope.
Now, Gio, I'd love to ask you a question. This is a really hard pill to swallow when you do think about it. Even if the Navy were to locate the Titan right now, if it's down beneath the depths of the sea, they can't lift it to surface, right?
They cannot, and that is, Charlene, because on St. John's, which is about 2 days travel, that's how long it takes to get to the location. It takes about 2 days to get there. They still have the Navy's deep salvage system there in St. John's. They still need to load it onto a ship. It takes about 24 hours just to secure it onto the ship because it is a very heavy piece of machinery. That is the tool that would go down and grab them. But the truth is that even if that were the case, you're still talking about a 2-hour journey up from the bottom of the sea at those depths all the way up to the surface. And there is a French ship right there now that has a hand, a claw or arm, as they call it, that could reach out and free it if it's stuck down there somehow, but you would still have to wait for it to rise to the surface, and that alone would take about 2.5 hours, Charlene.
Wow. Time not on our sides. Thank you for your reporting on this, Gio. We're going to see more of your reports on Good Morning America, and we'll be tuning into that starting at 7 o'clock. Thank you.
And as we've been reporting, among the 5 people on board is British businessman Hamish Harding. He's one of the founding members of the Explorers Club, which is based on the Upper East Side. And Tom Negovan is outside the organization's headquarters this morning. And Tom, they claim they repeatedly tried to offer help in the search, but they were initially rejected.
And you know, we learned a fair bit more about this overnight and into this morning. The Explorers Club here on the Upper East Side talking a bit about what they tried to do and how that was rebuffed. And it seems to be a question of logistics and, frankly, the best of intentions caught up, snarled in red tape. Some of this, they say, is the responsibility of the U.S. Coast Guard. On Monday, making their efforts sort of moot, and time, as you say, running out. This group trying to get highly specialized drones, ROVs, remote operated underwater vehicles, to that site, one of which, the Magellan, has the technology, the capability that Gio was talking about, some of this, to lift the Titan, to move it without damaging its fragile hull, which is so important, assuming that it's at great depth, that crushing depth. With a rapidly depleting oxygen supply, rescuers racing the clock to get all of this done. The Explorers Club saying they were in a position to help, but delayed. The club offered those ROVs, hoping to assist in Titan's recovery. A statement this morning from the current president of the Explorers Club saying Magellan, talking about the ROVs, is en route, should have been accepted sooner. He puts in parentheses, we are still trying to get side scan sonar, should have been accepted sooner. Making a point there, driving it home, and still working on ships to transport equipment and other details. At this stage, of course, virtually all experts agree it is too late. Banging noises were detected inside that search area yesterday and on Tuesday, offering some hope, but that hope running out, as is the oxygen supply aboard Titan this morning. Live on the Upper East Side, Tom Negovan, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Absolutely devastating. Thank you so much, Tom. We'll stay with Eyewitness News as we continue to monitor the ongoing efforts to find the crew members aboard that missing submersible. This is going to be coverage throughout the morning. And as we get updates, we'll bring them to you on air and on the ABC 7 NY app.